Alright, here is another update of the ATK. I finally got it into a roller and was able to finally fit the plastic on. Actually got a lot accomplished over the past few days. There's a mud flap that was missing, and I ended up making one out of the old front fender. So the front fender was just in scabby condition on the outside, and it had some broken vents on the back side. But the underneath, which is what you're seeing here, was pretty clean, and it looked like I could manipulate it enough into what I needed. So this is similar to how the mud flap would have been on the original, just a long skinny piece. I tried to flare mine out a little bit more towards the shock to try to give it a little more protection, but the original one would have done that a little bit. So that was free, but just took a lot of time messing with the heat gun, bending it around. Once I got that in place, I could then go to the fender, which the fender was warped a little bit, and you can see right now it's twisted a little. If I lift that side up, it straightens out. So I'll have to sit down with the heat gun on it and work with it a little more, but I've already been twisting it quite a bit. But anyway, it's on there, seems to fit pretty good. Was able to get my fasteners all figured out. Found some of these Allen head bolts in the garage which seem to match the style of the bike. I'm really digging the white fenders with the white swing arm, with the white mud flap. Feeling pretty good about my color selection here. The forks I haven't rebuilt yet. I just threw them on there so that I could get the brake line sorted out, which this brake line was really twisted up. Now it runs, I think, pretty good. And then of course the front fender is on there. The old number plate that was on this bike was all shattered on this side and on this side, and the bottom was broken and it was faded, but there was enough in the middle. I was able to cut this piece out for an airbox lid, which it was missing. And this again is the back side of the number plate. If you flip it around, it looks pretty faded. And I'm not quite sure how it was supposed to mount down here. It looks like somebody tore a nut out of there. I'm gonna figure something out, but I've got a screw on the top, and then I just cut those slots in there because I thought it would look kind of 80s, I guess. It already breathes at the bottom though. You can see there's a vent right here, and then on the other side. So when this is totally flat, it'll get air. So it's mostly a cosmetic thing. And honestly, I was gonna do it in red until I saw the number plate. So 2 items that were free that took a lot of labor. Got my Chinese forward risers on. So it's forward and up an inch, which gets me a little more comfortable with the regular Renthal bar, because this is just a normal bend. It's not very tall at all, but they were free. So economical is kind of the theme of this build. I'm just trying to keep the price really reasonable, which is why I've just been reusing what I could. It needs a whole lot of finishing touches. My shifter is completely whack. It is just not going to work, so I'm probably going to have to build something. The foot pegs, they don't fit that great. I need to mess with them a little bit more, and then I'm going to try to zinc coat them and finally get them installed for good. The skid plate's pretty good, it just needs Loctited. All my fasteners I think are pretty well good. I don't like to have things just halfway tightened. Even if I'm mocking it up, I like to tighten it just in case I forget. The chain is going to need probably a link busted out of it. because these adjusters are all the way up. You can see they're at the end of their travel. So I think if I take a link out, I can bring that all back in. I need some new rear brake pads, bad. Front brake pads, I could probably use some. Let's see, the carb, I cleaned it, but I haven't. I cleaned the outside of it, but I haven't torn into it yet. You can see there's not even a cap on it. I need a throttle cable, so there's still plenty more work to do, but just getting things fitted is like more work than just cleaning or fixing a part. You know, just trying to, especially a bike like this that lets you install things the wrong way. A lot of bikes and cars even that are really well engineered, they don't let you install something the wrong way. This thing, you can put stuff on wrong and find out that you've got interference issues, and then take stuff off and clearance that, and then it gets you into something else. But that's, I guess, to be expected from a hand-built bike. But you can see it's starting to really come along, and I think my list of things to finish is getting smaller than my to-do list, which feels good. And brake lever, I'm gonna need a new one too. So there's the update. Thanks for checking it out. Hopefully in the near future I'll have like a starting video or something. Peace.